Jai Sriman Narayan. Jai Sriman Narayan. Jai Sriman Narayan. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagat Guru Sudarshan Acharya Ji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to the Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to the 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi. And I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome all of you that are present here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome those that are watching this discourse locally, tell him to stop making noise. Locally, nationally, and internationally. And I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse when it is transcribed and posted in the various groups from around the world. This is our second discourse since the lockdown regulations have allowed us to start religious gatherings. The Sri Narayan Dham has been consistent in observing since the inception of the lockdown all the protocols as set by the World Health Organization internationally and nationally through the instructions by our Minister of Governance and the President. In the background to the World Health Organization and those that advise the Minister and the President are scientists and doctors. This epidemic is controlled. The rules and regulative principles are controlled by the heads of states of the various countries, but the stipulations are formulated by scientists and doctors. So social distancing, the wearing of masks, gloves, all these prescriptions have been advised and accepted by the various institutions through the doctors and scientists. And the Sri Narayan Dham has had 31 satsangs during this lockdown. Successively, which means for 31 days in a row, we had 31 satsangs. And on each of these postings, we have posted that we are fully compliant within the regulative principles of the lockdown by the government and indirectly by the scientists and doctors. The reason we acknowledged and we endorsed this on our postings, and today we are seated as prescribed and we are dressed as prescribed by these doctors and scientists, is that we have total regard and gratitude for all the hard work that they have put in to bring these prescriptions in place. So the Sri Narayan Dham, in conjunction and prescribed by the various scientists and doctors, is conducting satsang in acknowledgement and gratitude. Then we go to the next phase, and since today we have a few that are joining us for the very first time, it is important for me to just explain to you the fundamentals of this satsang. This is not a religious gathering. This is a spiritual gathering. There is a huge difference between religion and spirituality. Religion is a set of rules governing individuals within the material dimension. Spirituality is a set of rules governing individuals both in the material dimension and the spiritual dimension. At this center, we expound absolute science. At this center, we expound absolute science. And there is a huge difference between science and religion. Religion can be born at any time, and religion can die at any time. And if you notice, if people do not go to the place of worship, and if there are no preachers in religion, then that religion will die. They are kept alive by preachers and an institution and rules and regulative principles. In science, whether you follow the science or whether you do not follow the science, science continues to exist. And I've explained before, and I'm going to explain again, when the law of gravity was discovered, it did not start then. It was only discovered then. It always existed. And this is what I'm teaching. I'm teaching you absolute science that exists with or without you acknowledging it. It does not exist through your acknowledgement like religion. Religion only exists as long as you acknowledge it. As soon as you stop acknowledging a particular religion or attending to an institution of a particular religion, then that religion can die, will it not? But the law of gravity, whether you accept it or do not accept it, it continues to exist. And this is what Sanatana Dharma is all about. Sanatana Dharma is absolute science. And Sanatana Dharma teaches you who the source of absolute science is. So if there is any category or topic, not sit next to it. If there is any category or topic, then you would want to know the source of that category or topic. And if we are stating that Sanatana Dharma is absolute science, we must know the science with the absolute source, don't we? And this is all Sanatana Dharma is. Sanatana Dharma teaches you the absolute science, and Sanatana Dharma teaches you the absolute scientists and all the scientists along the way. And if you heard me, when I paid obeisances to my spiritual master, who was the supreme scientist in the 21st century, Swami Sudarshan Acharya Ji Maharaj. And then I paid my obeisances to the Supreme Scientist, Lord Sri Ramanuj, who brought all of the Vedic injunctions and formulated it in such a manner so that it can be interpreted by you and myself in this day and age 1,000 years ago. And then I paid my obeisances to the 12 Alvars, who were supreme scientists from the end of the Dwapara Yuga all the way up to Kali Yuga, up to the year 800 AD. And then I mentioned and paid my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi, for she is the first receiver of this supreme science from the supreme scientist, Lord Sriman Narayan, the source of supreme science, Lord Sriman Narayan. So there is a flow. There is a coherent flow of the supreme science from its source right up to you receiving this knowledge. So how do you receive this knowledge, and what are the qualifications for one to receive this knowledge? I think the last check we did, Sita, was there are 7.6 billion people on this earth, you told me, human? Yeah. Okay. So from 7.6 billion people or humans on this earth, who is qualified and what are the qualifications for you to hear and receive this knowledge? And on Thursday, I read from the Bhagavad Gita that there are 4 types of men with good deeds. 4 types of men with good deeds that are qualified to receive this knowledge and assistance from the Supreme Personality of God, Lord Sriman Narayan. And those 4 types are those that are medically or financially distressed, those that are inquisitive for knowledge, those that need financial assistance, and those that need liberation. But underlying these 4 requests that you may have is that to qualify and become a Vaishnavite. Vaishnavite means worshipping the Supreme Lord, Lord Sriman Narayan. To qualify to be a Vaishnavite, you have to be a man of good deeds. Whilst you're in this position of being a man of good deeds, and good deeds mean favorable karmas from thousands of preceding lifetimes. Thousands of preceding lifetimes, you are merited to sit in a satsang of this caliber and receive this knowledge. So in this type of institution, we do not advertise for you to come to satsang. Your merits bring you, qualifies you to attend this satsang. The qualification as per your merits are these 4 factors that I have outlined: financial distress, medical distress, being inquisitive for knowledge, and liberation. I don't think anyone here is for liberation besides Sita.
Thank you.
All right? I'm joking. But these are the 4 qualifications. Whilst you are within your merits. Do you understand? So these qualifications become the excuse to draw you in. Because if everyone was healthy here, and if everyone was financially well here, I would be speaking only to the camera. Okay? So these are excuses to bring you in. However, within these excuses to bring you in, you are self-merited. You are self-merited. That means in many previous lifetimes, you have earned the merit to be in this satsang. But then you'll notice, in my 7 years of having satsang, over 1,000 people have come through the system. But we don't have 1,000 seated here. That again is as per merits of your previous lifetimes. So some people will be merited to serve the Guru for 3 years, for 2 years, for 6 months, for 1 month. Because when the people are within this institution, you will notice and witness they give it their best. Alright? Because they were merited to be here like yourself, either for the full duration of your life or for an X amount of years. It is your choice. If you are here for 3 years, and if you are here for 2 years, and if you are here for 1 satsang, the choice is always yours. Whether you want to remain and complete your course or leave. So I stated that Sanatana Dharma is a science, and science is absolute, and for it to be absolute, we have to test within us. We have to test within us, and the specimens that I discuss will come from these experiments. All right? And we have experimented that as soon as your need is fulfilled, then your termination in the satsang starts. As soon as your need has been fulfilled. We had people that came here to get married. As soon as they got married, they left. We had people that came for business. As soon as we fulfilled their business, they left. We had people that came with various illnesses. As soon as they were cured, they left. And this is the reason I am stating this. You understand? It is not my duty to chain you to this satsang, because this satsang is a scientific satsang. It's not a religious gathering where I get very famous by having 5,000 devotees. You come, the Guru finds you. You can't find a Guru, as stated on Thursday. Each one of you that is here, the Guru finds you. The Guru is always with you in every lifetime of yours. Whether you're an ant, whether you're a crab, whether you're a snake, whether you're a fish, whether you're a tree. It's only you don't know that the Guru has been with you. But the Guru is always with you in every lifetime. Now, with this background, I want you to understand the Guru concept, because I have these people, as I'm saying, they become preachers, they become authorities in this satsang all this knowledge is given to everyone, whoever comes in. This boy is here for the very first time, he became a cameraman. You understand? So the knowledge is given equally to everyone. But there is a reason people are failing, and I want to explain that reason by reading this verse to you, so that you also don't fail. After you get what you want, and after your need has been satisfied, then you owe it to remain loyal and truthful to the satisfier of your needs. Loyalty and truthfulness. If you can imbibe these two qualities, your life will never be miserable. Your life will never be miserable if you are loyal and truthful. These are parallel lines taking you out of misery. You do not have to do many things. As soon as you become loyal and as soon as you become truthful, all the other negative qualities fall off on its own. Do you understand? All other qualities start falling off if you just imbibe these two qualities. So these two verses go hand in hand. Chapter 4, verse 33 of the Bhagavad Gita, of the Sri Ramanuja Gita Bhasya, chapter 4, verse 33. And this is the only system, that is existing in this universe, where to teach and give humanity a handbook on this absolute science, God has descended. Who descended? The absolute source of supreme science descended himself to give you the manual of the absolute science. And this is the only system that is existing in this universe, where the source of science descended in his personal capacity. Because this information is absolute, and to receive it absolutely, you have to receive it from the absolute person. Because man has 4 deficiencies, and they are, Sita, put your hand up. They are, you are prone to make mistakes, you have imperfect senses. Anyone here with a perfect sense, Sita? Okay. You are in illusion. You are in illusion. What is the illusion? Everyone here. Who's not in illusion? Put your hands up. Then I'm not in illusion. Okay. Why are you not in illusion? Okay. Then I'm the only person that's not in illusion. As long as you think you're the body, you are in illusion. And the last one? Cheating. CH. My transcriber, I want you to transcribe this in capital. CHEATING. Man is a cheater. Can God, the source of absolute science, trust a cheater? And for this reason, This is the only system in the world. Firstly, we are declaring we are absolute science. We are declaring we are absolute science, and to corroborate this declaration, the Lord has come down himself. So you cannot twist and text torture a verse. You cannot twist and text torture verses as spoken by the Supreme Lord himself. In religious systems, saints make philosophies. Prophets make philosophies. In Sanatana Dharma, in the absolute system, there is only one philosophy, the philosophy of Lord Sri Narayan. But saints have branched out into various philosophies through text torturing. Through text torturing. In this system at the Sri Narayan Dham, there is no text torturing. Whatever the Lord stated, the Guru states. Whatever the Lord stated, the Guru states. Fearlessly and boldly. And I'm going to give you an example. Confidence in the absolute is of utmost importance if you want to progress in this dimension. You have to be confident of the Supreme Lord. And I've stated timelessly, I have not been to Gurukul, I don't know Hindi, I don't know Sanskrit. I walked into this position, Jessica, from business and politics combined. Did I not? I was at the height of my political dream. And I was at my height in my financial status. Both were in my pocket when I came and sat on this chair. But to sit on this chair, I had to empty my pockets. And I emptied my pockets because I was confident that my Guru, my spiritual master, stated that material life is inferior to spiritual life. Material life is inferior to spiritual life. And as soon as he stated that to me, I left material life. Then I had a call from the wife of my spiritual master that my Diksha Guru was abusing her and our ashram. What do you think I did? I took my Diksha Guru on internationally for 3 years in a row, breaking all protocols of being a Guru. Breaking all protocols of being a Guru. Because the scriptures state that your Guru's wife must be treated as your own mother. Scriptures state there are 7 types of mothers. Your biological mother is one. The Guru's wife is number 2. But your Guru's wife is your mother. In the absence of my Guru, if my guru's wife requested my assistance internationally, then what you think is my duty?
To assist.
So I assisted. I assisted. Many said it's a family matter. It's a family matter, let the ashram resolve itself. But the scriptures say, Guru's wife is equivalent to your mother, and if my mother had told me that my brother is abusing her, what you think I would have done? My brother is abusing her, what you think I would have done? Exactly the same that I did for my Guru's wife. And I took on my Diksha Guru. The Guru that initiated me, I took him on. Then there was a gentleman from the Muslim community, Mr. Naik, N-A-I-K, and he's holding big congregations all over the world with an excess of 200,000 people attending these congregations. And he comes from Islam, and he stated, and he gave quotations from the Vedas, that Prophet Muhammad was predicted in the Vedas, and that Islam is the supreme religion. So what do you think I did? I took the same quotations and I gave the correct meaning. From here, South Africa, this small venue, I attacked him. I attacked him. Now I can't find him anymore. And I did the same for a sister organization in Vaishnavism, ISKCON. There were some devotees of ISKCON that were trying to hijack the messages of the 12 alvars. The 12 alvars belong in the Sri Sampradaya and Sri Sampradaya only. And these people went international, posting that the Alvar did not predict Lord Sri Ramanuj, the Alvar predicted Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, what do you think I did? I attacked those members of ISKCON and not ISKCON as a whole. You understand? So, you can see, it is in my nature to fearlessly and boldly present the truth to you. You can see my history, and this is why some of you might think, like my big son, he believes I'm not doing right as a guru. He believes I'm not doing right as a guru because I'm not a prototype guru. I do not fit into a character where I must keep quiet and let things be. It is my job to fix things as it comes along. This is a human body, and the mechanic for the human body are various medical doctors. Jessica, the mechanic for the human body are various medical doctors. The technician for the core function of this human body is the Guru. Medical science has not found out where the mind exists. Medical science cannot locate the mind. Medical science cannot give you any dimensions of the mind. And the mind functions your being. Does it not? Jay? Is medical science known to change the software of the mind? Are gurus known to change the software of your mind? Yes. Is it known internationally? You can just sit next to a guru and the guru can update your software, which is called the mind. Without the guru using any instruments. Medical science have not come to this state yet, and I am trying my best. I am trying my best, and if you read my discourses, if you go to YouTube or you go to our page Sri Narayan Dham and you read our discourses, we are stating that modern science, modern means today's science, is catching up with spiritual science which we are teaching. And in order for me to teach this science, because look around the world. Look around the world. You all come from Sanatana Dharma. There's a young chap here. There's a young chap is. This knowledge is your birthright. You are born in Sanatana Dharma. It's your birthright. But can you retrieve it in any part of anywhere? From your family, from your mom, dad, grandparents, can you retrieve this knowledge, although it's your birthright? You cannot. Because modern science has captured your mind, has it not? Has modern science captured your mind or not? Technology at your fingertips, has it hijacked you? Technology, cell phones, has it not hijacked you? As soon as you leave the satsang, you're going to run to your phone to see how many messages. And then as you're going to see how many messages, various numbers will light up. Facebook, WhatsApp, videos, won't it? And what it did. What it did, it took something from you that it cannot replace. What did it take? It took your time. That time that it took, that it robbed you of, it cannot replace. Is this not one of the inventions of modern science? It is here to help you to communicate how many percent of its initial invention is being used as opposed to the attributes that are added on it now. Cell phone was just there so that you don't use public phones anymore when you're not away from it, isn't it? And now you can bank on the cell phone. Everything can be done with this piece of equipment from modern science. Yes, it has its positives. I myself am using the positive, but it also has its negatives. Also has, and there is 90% negative in it and only 10% positive. So don't you think it is my duty to point out boldly that material science and modern science is an inferior science? What do you think, Paddy? Don't you think I should sit on this Vyasasana and warn the world that you are being robbed of the most precious element in your life, and that is time. Every day, 4 or 5 hours of your time, modern science is taking. And it's not only taking your time, it's taking your second most valuable element, is your money. Your hard-earned money is buying data, and that data is going like a stream. Various companies are taking your data and making trillions of rands. Making trillions of rands, and these companies on the top do not pay taxes. Don't you think you should be aware of this? All of you? You buy 50 rand data, 100 or 1 billion people buying 50 rand data, how much of money that is? So what's happening to your mind? What is happening to your mind? What is happening to your mind? Vanita, what is happening to your mind? Getting distorted. Who is distorting your mind? Modern science. Why is modern science distorting your mind? Jay?
I think it's because we as human beings let it happen.
Yes, and because modern science has not coupled its scientific dimension with spiritual science. If these innovators were spiritual, will they allow you to waste your time? Will they hijack your time and hijack your money? Will they hijack your time and hijack your money if these people, if Google was run by the Sri Sampradaya? We're not saying don't run Google, but if Google was run by a spiritual institution, what would be the benefits? Are you understanding? That is why you understanding. So I am boldly declaring that Sanatana Dharma is not a myth, neither is it a religion. What I am declaring, Sanatana Dharma is not a myth, neither is it a religion. It is absolute science, that is in existence since time immemorial. How do I qualify what I'm saying, Paddy? I must give you examples of your lifetime. Of your lifetime. Since you are in information technology, are you seeing various excavations around the world? On your Facebook, on the internet, or you can even go and type excavations on Google. Alright? What do you find in these excavations? Are you finding mosques? Are you finding churches? Or are you finding temples? Temples. You're not finding mosques. You're not finding churches. What you finding? Temples. How far back have they gone? Quite far? Science? Modern science is now using a process called carbon dating. Whether it's absolute or not, it does not matter at this point in my discourse, but they are using a scientific process called carbon dating. And they going back 10,000 years, they're even going back 100,000 years, and they're even going back 1,000,000 years. They're even going back 1,000,000 years. So in your lifetime, are you witnessing some of the segments of Sanatana Dharma? And for those of you that do not understand, Sanatan means eternal. Sanatan means eternal. Dharma means way of life. Sanatana Dharma means eternal way of life. Eternal means was always there. Eternal means no one has the capacity to discover it. Does it, Jay? If it's eternal, it cannot be discovered.
It's always there.
It's always existing. And this is what we are teaching. We are teaching you a science that is always existing, as opposed to a science that comes into existence periodically, makes discoveries periodically, and later changes these discoveries. How many of you heard of the scientist Dalton? Heard of him? Discovered the atom, and he stated that the atom is the smallest component in the universe. Did he not? And then subsequently it was found out that there are subatomic particles within the atom. So, can you take your life and place it in the lap of a dimension that is constantly changing, or will you take your entire life and place it into a dimension which is constant? Constant. So material science is ever changing, and changing through error. Is it not? If there was no error, there would have been no change. If there was no error in understanding, there would have been no change. And on this other hand, Sanatana Dharma has been existing without any error, for it is eternal. Eternal means cannot change. Eternal means cannot change. So I want you to bring you to a logic. Alright? I want to bring you to a logic. Once you become aware that there is science which is superior to material science, what must you do as a commonsensical human being? Initially you are ignorant. Initially you are ignorant of this fact. Rockets, space stations, going to Mars, this is something very, very great, isn't it? Building flyovers, all these huge design buildings in Dubai. Anyone been to Dubai recently? Alright? Facebook, type in Dubai, tall buildings. And you don't have to go to Dubai. That's how fast science is. And 5G now, in a few seconds, you will see all the tall buildings. And then, because we were ignorant that there is a science that is superior to this science, we take all these scientific discoveries as great. So the Guru is teaching you that there is a greater and a science which does not need to be discovered. What the Guru is teaching you? A science that does not need to be discovered. It is already there, and a chip of that absolute science is residing in your heart. A chip of eternal science is resident in every heart, that is, of every human, of every living entity. A chip is present in every living entity, in all of 8.4 million species of this absolute science. So what the Guru is telling you, that knowledge is already there, inserted in you. All you have to do is for that knowledge to be revealed from you, for that knowledge to be revealed from you like how it was revealed to me. As I've stated, I am South African born. My last material position in life was simultaneously a politician and a businessman. And might shock most of you, I was an atheist for almost 30 years of my adult life. So I'm not coming with emotions from religion, sitting in 1,000 kathas, doing 1 million mantras. I'm not coming with that emotion to sit on this seat. I wanted to sit on the seat there, Jessica, in Parliament. I wanted to be one of those 400 parliamentarians. It was my dream from Standard 8. I started politics when I was in Standard 8 in Sastry College. And my first political speech I gave in Orient Hall. How many of you know Orient Hall? Most of you. Big hall, Hindu weddings, big weddings. How many people can fit in that hall, Paddy? 5,000. downstairs and upstairs. And I gave my first political speech in that hall to over 5,000 pupils. We were called pupils that time, during the school boycotts. That is when I became politically aware. And as soon as I became politically aware, I thought it was a way of life where whites were superior. Our parents didn't tell us. If you ask them, even when I became politically aware, my family was upset with me. You understand? So at the age of standard 8, when I became aware of the truth, I took the oppressors on. And I'm doing that right up to the age of 57 today. As soon as I become aware of the truth, boldly, without fear, I take the oppressors on. Okay? All of you understanding? So this will be my character in satsangs. This is me. Jai Bhai. I'm sorry if you thought you're going to find one humble saint looking at you, just touching you, and millions of miracles happening in your life. This is a wrong satsang. Yes, I can touch you. I don't have to touch you for millions of miracles to happen. I don't have to touch you. But yeah, before the miracles happen, I want you to understand who you are, why we are suffering. Guru is also suffering. Right? I got a toothache now for I think about 4 days. Okay, so Guru also suffers, and it comes on at 2 in the morning or 1 in the morning. Gurus also suffer, so we need to know why we are suffering. And once we know why we are suffering, then we can fix you up for the long journey. Medical science will fix you up for the short journey. Medical science can only fix you up until you reach your next body. I will fix you up so you don't take on a next body where you want to get repaired. Nilandri, where you want? You want to be the mother of Tiveshni again and suffer another lifetime? All of you understand? So let me read quickly a verse from the Bhagavad Gita. Did I read verse 33 yet? Did I read? I just introduced you to it. Verse 33 states, the sacrifice of knowledge is superior to material sacrifice, O Arjuna. All actions and everything else culminate in knowledge. Alright? So this is who speaking? The source of sciences. Let's call God the source of sciences. Alright? The source of all sciences is stating that knowledge is more superior than material sacrifices. Knowledge is more superior than material sacrifices. Alright? Then in verse 34, he is stating, know this by prostration, comma, questioning, and by service. The wise who have realized the truth will instruct you in knowledge. So what is this verse basically saying, Jay?
We need to learn from the learned.
So basically this verse is saying, for you to attain knowledge of the supreme science, which includes the reason why you took a human birth, all your illnesses all your distresses, all your worries, all your emotions, all these are scientifically planned. All these are scientifically planned, and if anything is scientifically injected in you, it can also have a antidote. And the antidote for all your problems in life is knowledge. Antidote for all your problems in life is knowledge, is it not? If I tell you to go to Badia Avenue from here, how many of you know Badia Avenue? Okay, only like 4, 5. The rest of you, you do not know how to go to Badia Avenue, and the Guru wants you to go to Badia Avenue. So immediately you go into a stress, anxiety. And why you go into anxiety and stress? Jay? Because of the unknown. Then you go in your car, and again, modern science, you just type in Badia Avenue, the whole map will come, and a voice will even prompt you how to get to Badia Avenue. Then you will feel a great relief. First, your body will intake huge stress, you'll be in a dilemma. And after you punch in your destination, a relief will awash you, won't it? What is this relief awashing you? Knowledge. What is this relief? Knowledge. That's how simple it is. Similarly, everything that you are suffering from, the Guru cures it through knowledge. Guru cures it through knowledge. But to be a recipient of this cure, the Lord is very, very clear on this. And the very first sentence he states, know this by prostration. Know this by prostration. Both literally and figuratively. What does prostration mean, Sita? Please don't go into your phone. Jai Bhai?
Bow.
When you bow. What is the significance of bowing? You're surrendering. When you're bowing, you're surrendering, you're submitting. What are you submitting?
Your ignorance.
Your ignorance. This relationship with your Guru has to be eternal. This prostration has to be eternal. Not only on your first day, Sita, prostrate and then the Guru will give you all the transcendental knowledge. No. You must be in prostration perpetually. You must be in prostration perpetually. You come and you physically prostrate to your Guru, and you must be in mental prostration to your Guru 24 hours a day. And I'm going to give you a reason why. When you are not in 24-hour prostration to your Guru, then you become more intelligent than the Guru. As soon as you lift your head up, where you think you know more than your Guru, what happens? You are out of prostrations. As soon as you want to tell your Guru what to do, Jessica, it means now you are out of prostration, because as Jai Bhai has rightfully stated, when you are in prostration, you are in submission. And the relationship between Guru and disciple is eternal submission. Eternal submission means you have to be perpetually in submission of your Guru. Because, let's look at this physically. Shravan, prostrate here. Down there. Okay? So the camera might not see this, but I just want to describe that Shravan came and he prostrated. So he was about 30 centimeters below the floor and about a meter below me. You can sit. You can sit. The Guru has grace flowing through his system, and this grace is sourced from the Supreme Lord and his Guru. The Guru is existing in a material body. Is existing in a material body. The force of gravity, the grace enters through the crown of the Guru. You see this tuft of hair? And it releases through the feet of the Guru. This is why it is traditional to bow down and you touch your Guru's feet. When you touch your Guru's feet, you connect with the Guru's conscience. You don't have to touch it, but practically if you want to feel, I'm touching my Guru's feet, then this grace flows from the Guru's body into your body. Now if you are on the same level of the Guru, which means you are not in prostration. Okay, I want you to understand two vessels here. One vessel is the Guru and one vessel is the disciple. And the disciple needs the Guru's grace. And the grace comes in the form of knowledge. Grace comes in the form of knowledge. Physically, I want you to vision two vessels. For one vessel to fill, what must be the position of the filler vessel? No, yes. Firstly, the vessel that need to be filled must be absolutely empty. That means when you learn to a Guru, you must delete all what you think you know. The Guru's grace will fit in with also what you know. And there will be a corruption in that vessel. Alright? When you come, if you go to university and if you want to study law, go to university, you want to study law. Your family also taught you law, isn't it? Huh? Yeah, your family told you law. Then some friends also taught you some law. A lot of people you learn snippets of law from here, there. Okay? But when you go to university, what do you do to the law that you learned from around you? You totally ignore it, because in the exam paper, when you are questioned, which law do you answer with? Your family's law, your friend's law, your nightclub friend's law, your girlfriend's law, your mother-in-law's law, Paddy, or the lecturer's law. If you take these other laws and write the exams, what will happen to you, Benita? You fail. Same logic. You went there for knowledge in law, you come in here for knowledge in spirituality. All what you think you know, not going to help you in the exams. Not going to help you in the Tibeshni, in the exams. But if you take your Guru's knowledge, that knowledge will help you in the exams. Logic, bhai? Logic? You like it? You like this explanation? Yes. Okay, he's enjoying it. I'm sure he'll be here next week. Alright? So you take this law of the Guru and you start discarding the other laws. You start discarding the other laws, because when God sets the exam paper, Lord Narayan says, he is the dean of faculty. He is the head of this university, Lord Narayan. And I'm a lecturer. He'll set the exam on the discourses that I have lectured. He won't set the exam on your mother-in-law's law, on your grandfather's law, Jay, and all these other laws. Lord Narayan not going to set that exam. He'll only set the exam on the Guru's law. Then when you fail the exam, Satish Bhai, you say this Guru is a fake, this Guru doesn't work, I wasted 1.5 years by this Guru, things are not working. You put the wrong information in the exam paper set by God. So, Gershon, you understanding? If you put the wrong information, how can you pass? And if you fail, then you can't be, yeah? So this is how Paddy Bhai, that 1,000 have failed. Because they only came to take for their need. When the need was facilitated, then they were just here. Out of small loyalty, they didn't know how to leave. They didn't know how to leave, Jay, after the need was fulfilled. Because they're happy. You wanted a wife? You got a wife, Sugeshan. You wanted a husband? You got a husband. You wanted a baby? You got your baby. You wanted a car? You got your car. You wanted a promotion? You got your promotion. Because you was not listening to the Guru. The Guru said all these are secondary things. These are called lollipops. What these are? What these are, Bhai? You want a car? These are called lollipops. You know, you get children in pre-primary school, when the parents leave them, they are crying. Then what the teacher does? Give them lollipop. When they get lollipops, then what they do? They're supposed to start concentrating. But what if you believe the lollipop is the reason you hear, then you'll fail the exams. You're not here for the lollipop. You're here for spiritual science. Are there any questions? Any questions, Bhai? Anyone? Bhai? So let's sum up what we have stated. Let's sum up what we have stated. We have stated that you have modern science. We have stated that you have spiritual science. We have stated that if modern science is a necessity, utilize it. But don't get caught in the evils of modern science. Don't get caught in the evils of modern science. Use modern science on your attainment for spiritual science. And how is that possible, Paddy? Your vehicle is a product of modern science. Use modern science and come to satsang. You understand? Your phone is a product of modern science. Use modern science, phone the Guru and ask the Guru, what do I do next? Then you used it positively. Whatever sciences are here, use it positively. And I'm going to give you the last reading because I don't want to discuss this topic again. Who will be the authority to declare modern science as inferior and spiritual science as superior. Suggestion? The absolute scientist or the source of sciences. Only the source of sciences can make this declaration. Not me, not you, and not modern science. If all the sciences are sourced in that entity, then that entity can tell you, give you the difference, gradations of the sciences. Is it logic? Common sense? Common sense, Sukh? Yeah. Okay. So this is given in the handbook of the absolute science called the Bhagavad Gita. And in chapter 7 it states, chapter 7 verse 4, earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and ego. This is my material nature divided eightfold. This is my material nature divided eightfold. So all these elements are found in creation, is it not? And this 8 elements constitute material science, does it not? Verse 5, he is stating, this is my lower nature. But O mighty armed one, know that my higher nature is another. It is the life principle by which this universe is sustained. What is the Lord stating? That this is my inferior nature, I have a superior nature. And this superior nature sustains the material nature. And what is this superior nature? The superior nature are these individual souls. So all of us give life to these 8 elements which the Lord described as lower nature. Has science come to the conclusion, Sugeshan, that there is spirit in matter and matter in spirit? Are you confused? There is spirit in matter as declared in this verse. Alright? And in another verse, Lord Sri Krishna says, I pervade all these universes with a fragment of my part. Okay? So listen again. There is spirit in matter in these material universes. Then when God pervades all the universes, then there is matter in spirit. The day science can use this injunction, there is spirit in matter and matter in spirit, then this entire universe will become compatible to everyone. Because everyone is equally spirit. Every living entity is a equal spirit and non-different from each other. And that includes the living entities in the aquatics, the plants and the creepers, the reptiles, the beasts, the birds, and of course, us humans. Don't you think, Jay, when this equality is reached, when we can say every living entity is a mixture of these 8 material elements, every soul is identical and equal, and they are coated with this material body of these 8 elements. Aren't they equal in the ultimate sense? When we can live with this consciousness that my plant, my dog, my cat, and I, we all the same. Then my fellow humans, we all the same. Then whichever religious faction you belong in, it does not matter. It does not matter, because religion is that particular regulative way of life. Underneath religion, there's only spirit and matter. Jai Sri Narayan.